Okay, welcome everyone, and it's so nice to be with you all again and to do this wonderful work together of raising our frequency of love and light by consciously being aware of who we really are. So, I'm really grateful that you're here. And before I go into today's work, I like to mention that we have had quite a number of seminars now, and today is the sixth one. So I am planning to create a membership webpage soon, from where you would be able to access these recordings from one place. I know some of the things we are talking about here may require some repeated listening, as we are training our minds to be in a higher conscious place. And creating this web page can really make it easy to access all recordings. So that's one thing that I wanted you to know, that you can have that soon available. And because it may take some time for me to create this page, in the meantime, I'm really hoping that you all have all the emails with all the 5 recordings, and in case if anyone is missing on any of the recordings, you didn't receive the email or can't find where it is now, just drop me an email and I'll send it to you. So let's get to what we are here to talk about today. Now, I like you to observe your thinking and see if you see yourself as a victim in any way at the moment. And it's a good test to see as to where you are with the whole understanding of your own healing, your wounded self. Also, to see whether you really are able to move to the higher frequency or not. You are still working on it. So just being aware helps you to understand that if you are still having that energy of victimhood, that you are missing on something in life, and why is this happening, or why did somebody do this to me, or if so, you are then still in that place where you're getting used to the training of your mind, and you're training yourself that these mind stories are not of God, but of the ego, of the fear. So you may be carrying anger, perhaps, and when you think of some situation and you have emotions attached to a particular person, perhaps, but as God's child, we know that love, light, and peace is only found from within and not outside of us. So really, no one can harm us, but only our thoughts. So at this point, you may be able to understand that it is your choice, really, of how much you would like your mind to rule your everyday. The mind that is of the ego, the mind that is creating illusions, that is just allowing yourself to feel unhappy, and is not able to let you enjoy this moment, this present moment of your life. And for no reason at all, really, because that is not what is real, right? It's what just your mind is saying. So to help this process, we certainly always need to remember our pure essence as we are, and we were born pure, loving, and full of light. That is who we are. All you require at any moment of doubt, of being um, less, of feeling victimized, is just to remember that who you are, that is your reflection of the energy of your own source. So also, it is important to know that darkness arises from fear. If we can remain still and calm, connected to our own spirit and not to our mind during that time of turmoil, it's easy to then get back to God, to the high frequency of where you feel great, because it is training our mind to remind ourselves what is real, what is not. And that is the key. That is what you're doing right now. And all you have to do is simply affirm at that time of turmoil that I am love, I am peace, I am light, and that would bring you out of darkness to light. You can say it as many times till you feel peaceful in your heart. I can guarantee you saying 10 times each of them, or just saying I am love, would help you connect back to your higher frequency, and you'll start feeling better. And as long as you keep saying to yourself that you are wanting to see what is real, not this illusion of darkness that is created in front of you. So nothing can be hidden, neither our fears nor even any darkness around us. Because when you're willing to hide nothing, you are in communion with God. And it is surrendering our ego, our fears, and seeing what's God's perception for all this is. You know, sometimes we experience certain things in our life to overcome our own fears, to learn to be in connection with God and find our own peace within, because everything is within us. But what we do is we keep fighting outside us to correct things outside us. So what we are doing is to keep looking within. So, but for all this, we have to really stop the mind's illusions and focus on prayer, meditation, or simply remembering the qualities of God's perfection in us. And that is by saying, I'm love, I'm peace. That is all the stuff that we were born with. We were born perfect. So intending regularly that I'm light, and whatever you think is missing, and you just say that, I am that. I am powerful. I am confident. I'll tell you one thing, that when we are tuned into the energy of God, the confidence would come naturally, because we are working through God's strength. We are walking the talk of God. We are walking the talk of our higher self, not of our ego mind that is making us believe in fears, worries, doubts. So I would say these kind of words intents daily, like I am love, I'm light, I'm peace, and several times during the day. as you start beginning this kind of practice to remind yourself. Okay, so I just have a question here from someone. It's Joanne. Okay, I'm going to get back to this in a bit. Let me get back to you, because I think some of the things that I'm going to talk about, when I'm going to talk about them, I'll start talking to you about that. So, but you reminded me, there's another question somebody else asked me yesterday. How can I feel free from feeling desperate for achieving something and feeling inferiority blocking it, that you want to achieve something but you feel less than you, right? So I would apply the same understanding here, that to think of oneself not good enough is to acknowledge we are disconnected from our source, God, and all the qualities of God's perfection, all that, we are disconnected. So we are saying that I'm not good enough, I'm not connected to God, and there is something missing. So our only focus at that time is we recognize this within us, and should be our main focus should be then just to spend time with God, which could be through prayer. It could be just one line of gratitude, appreciating God's love, light, and just being with God, really. So, because, the highest frequency of light, positivity is God. So you connect with different people in life who are wonderful energy people and love and light, and you feel great. So just sit with God, He's the best. So that's what I'm trying to say is, we go looking outside and we need to look inside. We were born with everything, and the fear in us makes us believe that we're not capable of doing that. And holiness cannot be hidden in darkness. Even though you may see some things in your life, in the world, and at that time our ego can fear that truth will not be visible, and hence buy into the fear and illusion of darkness and get drowned in that darkness and fear further. So darkness is an error, not God's truth. And a miracle through God corrects it. We create the miracles through our spirit, not our mind. And it's when we remain faithful to that spirit, to the light of God, and stand firmly with it, and connect to the joy of God's glory, we raise our frequency to that of source back. And we shift from ego to love, from fear to peace. And for that, we have to surrender and connect to God. So the reality really belongs only to the Spirit. And miracle acknowledges only truth. So it removes all illusions of the mind, no matter what you may be seeing in the circumstance. The connection, the miracle that takes place with God's connection in, the pure love and light, it corrects our vision and also our energy. So whatever we were fearing, we don't fear anymore. And you may have seen when we fear something, it grows. So when we don't, it reduces and goes as well. The circumstances around it change as well. And that's when we are praying to God and seeing through God's perception. So our mind should be in service of our spirit and God only. I always feel that our soul, our spirit, is felt most in our heart, as love is felt there. So if we can live from there consciously, in feeling good, in feeling loving, feeling love for God, in gratitude, we can be conscious in our spirit and our minds doing the function of our lives through our spirit. So our power lies in spirit and heart, and not thoughts created by mind, because nothing is real there, and only love is, only peace is, only God's wisdom is, and that is shown to us when we surrender to that process. And once we surrender our ego mind, the darkness is then lifted and we are safe. The mind serves spirit at that point and is invulnerable. So your mind that serves spirit is not at all vulnerable anymore. It is strong. It's not fearful. It's not doubting. It's not worrying. It's not. The reason why it's doing all that is because you're not connected to your source, where you get your strength from. And it's saying, you can't do this on your own. It's saying that we're just not body, we want our soul along, our magic, our miracles, our God. When, some things are really wrong, we pray for a miracle. Why one day? Why not every day? Why not live this life of miracles every day and not have to live a life of tension and worry and fears of what will happen and what could happen again? Because, darkness is simply lack of light, and as sin is lack of love. None of them have any unique properties of their own. It is, both of them are just an example of the scarcity belief from which only error can proceed. From the mind of lack, you cannot make anything good happen. So the more we can recognize how our mind is functioning, how more we can start observing those thoughts, say old thoughts that worried you, you'll have less power because you know what is true now. You know the truth. Truth is always abundant and always there waiting for spirit to return to. In this whole experience of correction, what we learn is more and more that we don't need to buy into these false illusions when God's light is constant and there for us. Only truth is real. Then all our limited mind's needs disappear because all is well. In fact, those who have strong faith in this also know God provides everything and actually have no needs of any kind. So the higher our frequency, all good things come to us naturally. So people want to learn manifestation, people want to learn how to create abundance, but there is a process to this whole thing. It comes from within our mindset, our connection to our heart, our source. We can walk a highest path, live a easier, miraculous life. And most of the time that is blocking any success is fear. So, and any time you are having an experience, I would say, of any loss, and you are not able to move forward, that also is a place where you're fearing what you lost you will not get again, the same happiness. A true happiness is in the source. Source will offer you peace. Source will offer you everything that you need right now. You loving and valuing your past experiences, and also knowing you're going to have more valuable experiences now and in the future as well, and you deserve it. So give that gift to yourself. Allow yourself to step out of the fears, step out of to the world of miracles, world of love, more light, more peace, so that you know that your mind or you don't have to feel helpless, and that you are supported and taken care of. And you don't even have to know how that happens, because that's why it is called miracles. God just supports you. So at the time of any turmoil in mind, you just want to say a statement like this. Say, above all else, I want to see. So this is saying you are ready to stop mind to show its story and allow what God has to show you. You may feel it's a sacrifice asked now of you, but just know that it will only bless you and help you get out of any turmoil in your mind. And only then there would be a life of ease. So the more you do it, this process, where you're saying you want to see what else is there above this situation, and you will realize how unimportant it is to stay in the same place, trying to control darkness with fear. I can tell you that you will save days, months, or even years and collapse time of suffering by doing this. So all you're saying is, when you're in this situation, is, above all else, I want to see things differently. You are withdrawing from any preconceived ideas or defining anything from your past terms. You are letting everything to be revealed to you. And your focus, in meantime, is on staying in God's frequency of love, light, and peace. Right, so Joanne, I want to answer your question. So before I go on to some exercise with everybody in a bit, and your question is, I seem to have the same suffering again and again in life. Why is that? So, Joanne, you are invested in the energy of victimhood and also fear, and are actually in darkness. You're in that energy. That is not God's truth for you. It's what your mind chose to see again and again. And for some reason, you think whatever is missing for you would only come through that one route, perhaps, or similar routes. So therefore, you remain in suffering, And your focus now should be to pay attention to mind, to see yourself that the mind is not of the truth, and to see yourself as God's child instead. So when you feel and focus onto that, you're feeling love and light, and you can see you need not remain in that victimhood story, but you're seeing through God's perception and eyes. And if you say in even a one line genuinely in a prayer, say that God, show me your perception, show me your truth, and then remember who you are always, not that person of lack that mind told you, but what you are in spirit, as born of complete love and peace. And I would suggest to affirm regularly, I am love, I am peace. And I would ask you to listen to today's seminar again too, so that you may be able to write some of the things down to remind yourself regularly of your new mindset. You are training your mind to follow your spirit and not any mind's illusion of lack or past error. Darkness, is cleared when you remain in light. And that's what you need to focus and practice. So I hope that is helpful, Joanne, as you would work with it, and you can keep me posted on, and if you have any more questions, because this is going to take some practice and time, and also your commitment. And it doesn't have to take long. You may start seeing, I can tell you, it'll be instant if you start focusing on it, and you'll get better and better, because you will not feel like you have to go back and try and do the same practice again for days, and you'll be feeling you've changed into that new person. So only for the first, the phase, the practice, when you're learning the new way of being, is when you just have to be a bit more committed and focused on that. So great. Joanne says, yes, that's very helpful. Thank you. And thank you for this great question to Joanne. So that's great. So I now would like to, and just want to see if any more questions coming up before we do more. So I always find that a lot of people are not able to move forward because of the past situations. And it's usually the fear that that'll happen again. And it's believing in God, that God's truth is not real, that God's wisdom or perception will not show because you're not worked with it yet and you're new to it. But when you do that, and when you are saying and affirming, I'm light, I'm love, the energy of the past, or even what may be even in the front of you sometimes, you will see has no grip over you. It can be there, but has no grip over you. So when your fear goes, the energy of the outside goes, and then they disappear too. So what we are really doing is letting our ego to calm down and say that there's nothing to worry. So I like now everyone to see where you may be still feeling as a victim in any way. And you may be, feeling better about certain things, but then you're like, I'm still going back to these things, or I just can't let this anger go, or I just fear this will happen again. This is all being a victim. You're attacking yourself. So, and the energy of attack is of the mind again. So you are now, you can choose to consciously release it to God instead of holding on into your mind, which is a trap. It's a fear trap. So what we're really learning is to let our fears not rule. There can be situations in life, and each person reacts to it differently at the level of how much they fear it. So you can choose to not fear it at all. But it doesn't mean that problems won't appear in life. It just means that you'll come out of it quickly. You will collapse time. You will collapse time of suffering. And I know people who can be in a situation like Joanne said, something that happened again and again for years, for their whole life. No, and the new story doesn't begin. So we want to move out of that trap and move to a place where there's freedom. There's God's will, not our mind's will. So as you're thinking about your situations now, so we want to do this exercise where we will give this to God now and connect back to God's light to erase that error that you have in your mind, that there's something wrong and that you are a victim. So for that, you can close your eyes and relax your breath. And God, now we are calling upon you to be present with each one of us here for this work that we are doing. We ask for your beautiful circle of light around us that allows only pure loving light to be present for us. We pray, dear God, I offer you my inner turmoil about this situation. I feel like a victim, and I know I am in darkness and not seeing your light. I offer you my pain and worry so I can remember I have all I need through you. I am your perfect child of love and light, and I affirm this more. I am love, I am love, I am love, I am love, I am love. I am light, I am light, I am light, I am light. I am peace, I am peace, I am peace, I am peace. I am joy, I am joy, I am joy. I feel your light cascading over my body now, and God's loving light is really all from your head to toe, clearing away any residue of darkness from your mind and body fully. Just breathe and relax, knowing you're safe, knowing that you are in capable hands of God. And breathe in and out slowly and relaxed. I would also add here that if anyone has any health issues, to give it to light now for healing too. Let the light just shine in that part of your body strongly. God's light is shining in this part of my body. God's love is shining in this part of my body. God's love is shining in this part of my body. God's light is shining in this part of my body. God's love is shining in this part of my body. And if you don't know exactly where it is in your body, but you feel unwell, let God decide where. Just know that the light's going in the right direction. And you just say, God, show me your perception of your highest good, highest well-being now. And whatever may be the cause of this situation, I give this to you to be healed, transformed, healed, forgiven if any emotional issues are connected. Whatever be it, the God's light is with you, supporting you. And it's up to you to how much you want to call, how much to believe, how much you want to be strongly standing in faith with God. Because healing can be instant as well. You hear stories like of Anita Murjani, who died of cancer and then came back alive being fully healed, and she was in coma. So the light is miraculous. Believing in that power allows miracles, and not let our minds believe in anything less. When we expect most is what we will get, because what blocks is our minds, illusions. That's difficult, it's complicated. So you are opening up to all kinds of miracles. And you know, I've been a healer, energy healer for years. I do work with support with all kinds of techniques. In the end, I know when I call upon God, the healing is the fastest, quickest, and miraculous. And years are collapsed with the healing work sometimes, because I'm not doing the work, God is. I am just a channel. And you remember that you're not doing the work here, God is. And as long as we learn that we don't have to walk this process, God is doing it, and we're just allowing God to do this work, then, you know, we open to miracles. We open to living life completely through different lenses, you know? And the more we can find the feeling of peace and feeling good in our hearts on a daily basis, that is the secret to getting onto the path of miracles, of God's complete support, because mind's not blocking it with fears anymore, with our illusions, with our, you know, ways of controlling things to make things happen in one way, and all that stuff, you know, that we think will only create what we want: happiness or joy, peace. So we are always asking God to show His perception of what is going on. And we really do not know what is best for us. It's only God knows what is best, knows what our soul's journey is. He knows what we need to still learn. So the quicker we say, I'm ready to learn, show me a perception instead of fighting inside, the best we can progress and be at ease and in a better place. And we just pray to God that we're grateful and full of love for this beautiful connection. And you're just feeling the love and light in you, breathing into that peace, breathing into that love, breathing into that light, joy. And you're just praying that I remember you, your connection daily, God. I pray that I remember that I can always feel your qualities of love and light in me. They are present in me. And I pray that I remember that every day, that I am light and I am the light of the world, and that God walks with me everywhere I go. And to all those situations that I have worried about, I am above all that I want to see, above all that I want to see differently. I want to see God's perception and not my mind anymore. And I want to see through your vision, God. And I know that as I do, I'm saving many years of suffering and lack. And I'm so grateful, God, for this healing, for this support, for this peace, for this guidance, for this assurance, for just making my life so miraculous right now to feel so good. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. Just feeling so good doing this myself. So just taking a moment there because energy seems to be really sinking in here for everybody. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes slowly. You could always, go back and listen to this again for more deeper anchoring if you feel anytime you want to, because as a beginner, you want to hear these words more and more and more till you just become used to it as norm. If that's the case, feel free to do so because this is the more you remind yourself, the better. So now you are really ready to see what's beyond your mind's illusion, and you are ready to work with your own spirit, with God's guidance and God's wisdom. And it requires no control from mind at all. And this is going to just offer you freedom and joy and peace no matter what the world around may be showing you. The light from within will change all outer circumstances without you needing to do anything much. So, this whole work that I'm sharing with you, everybody, is in the learning process, including myself. But what I'm sharing with you has helped me immensely and has changed my life immensely. So, what I am sharing with you is what I truly believe has the power to change the world. And I am so grateful to share this work with you in each session, and also to your willingness to find the light within yourself, and which is your true strength, really. And the time together always fills me with immense joy, love, and light. So thank you to all for giving me this opportunity as well. So I'm just enjoying. Every time I do a meditation or a prayer, even I don't know what to expect, but I could feel there was so much love and so much light that I'm feeling it so much in myself, and I'm really grateful to be part of this work with you guys. So I will end today's session with this. And you're always welcome to drop me an email for any questions for the next session. And of course, if you're coming live, please do ask me questions there directly. And I'm really happy to have you all today again. And I will see you soon for the next session. Have a beautiful day today. Thank you.
If you'd like to get more support from me through my membership program, the one that you just heard program is from my app and my membership program. That was from around the 2018 year onwards that you've been listening. What's going on today and what support you can get from me personally on this program is what you can check out here. So you will have not only the one that you are hearing, there's 170 seminars at the moment there, and it's 2 sessions being added every month. And you can suggest your own topics as well. There's so many other programs, as you can see on the screen. There's also this manifestation flow intensive where you can ask me your own personal questions, and you can just leave it in the community section, and I create a manifestation flow intensive for you. So you don't have to be live. There are all replays available for all the sessions. There's Stillness and Divine Inquiry, where you can actually practice the energy work in this work that we do. There's e-bonus, that is e-course bonuses like I Am Who I Am, Connecting to the Healer Within, 6-week Spiritual Manifestation 101. And all of this they're obviously expensive, but for a monthly subscription, you can just get it for £37.99. So if you're interested, just click on the link, and that is on the description, and you'll get to this page that I am on, and you can sign up and access all the community learn section, tracking, and so many programs. And it's a way where we can really work towards your awakening, towards your deeper understanding of how to manifest spiritually your true happiness, peace, success, and everything that you're aspiring for. It is not a one-time work, it is a lifetime work, because you are building your conscious awareness. So the higher you go, the higher your uh, results are. So to be able to learn this way of being and learn this way of understanding of how to work with this spiritual manifestation, please do join in, and I would love to see you there. And as I mentioned, this is also not just on the web that you will be able to access the membership. You will be also having an access to this app, which is also called Spiritual Manifestation 101, and is available on the app stores. But The easiest way to connect to me is on the link that I have shared, and you'll be able to sign up to your app once you've signed up from there. Okay, thanks very much. See you there. Bye bye.